everybody, and welcome back to the Multiverse Movie Club. It's been a while. This is our first show of 2026. It's been a while. We were going to do one a bit earlier, but both our lives got in the way. I moved houses. Me and Joel both decided, let's upend our channels and do something different from each of them. But we're back now. It's mid-March, and we thought we'd give you another show, and we thought we'd do something a bit different this time, didn't we, Joel?
Yes. We thought we'd talk about TV for a change, which we usually end up talking about anyway. On all the other shows we do, the line between TV and movies is becoming so thin in our new streaming culture, and because this was a lot easier than agreeing on a movie to watch, we just said, hey, let's just talk about what we've been watching.
Yeah, and we've seen a fair few TV and movie stuff over the last couple of months, so we thought, we'll just go through them and talk about what we liked, maybe what we didn't like, and I'm sure there's definitely going to be some overlap, but there's also probably some stuff I watched that Joel didn't, and vice versa.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's start with TV. I've been watching a lot of TV lately.
Yeah, again, stuff's really starting to kick up again right now as it stands. I know a lot of the network shows are back. All my Law and Orders are back, so I'm watching all of them. Special Victims Unit, Criminal Intent Toronto, etc., etc. I'm big into, the first 48, so I have a first 48 saved I haven't watched yet.
Nice. Yeah, I don't watch any of that sort of stuff. I know, like, my TV, because I bought a new TV recently, and it has like channels that are like 24/7 River Monsters, 24/7 Cops, and it's got a Law and Order channel too. And every now and then I'll like flick through it and like see it. But yeah, I haven't watched Law and Order in fucking years.
Because there's only like 1,000 episodes of Law and Order.
Yeah,
I went from watching original Law and Order with my grandmother. We'd watch that and eat lunch together when I was at her place. That's one of my favorite, childhood memories. Then, like most people, I got really into SVU because, that was the one that had, a cast that stayed pretty much the same for a long period of time. Ice-T, Richard Belzer, Mariska Hargitay, Christopher Maloney. And that show has just stayed consistent for such a long amount of time to the point where it was the only Law and Order on TV forever until they eventually started, breaking back off again, bringing back original, bringing in criminal, organized crime, and of course Canada has its own for the first time ever in Law and Order Toronto, which is just a lot of fun because it's regular Law and Order stuff, but with Canadian words thrown in.
Recently, I saw like NCIS has had its fair spare of spin-offs as well.
Yes.
I know I say recently, I just saw they're doing one set in Sydney, Australia, and I'm
wow.
Oh, that's cool. That must be new. And it's like it's just been renewed for its 4th season. I'm thinking, where did this show come from?
Right. I also just recently watched an episode of The Rookie with Nathan Fillion, not because I'm a fan of The Rookie or anything, but because they did the weirdest fucking crossover ever. They did a crossover with Dropout, which is basically the brand new premier comedy streaming service that grew out of the ashes of what College Humor used to be, if you remember College Humor on YouTube.
Yeah, okay.
So in the last couple of years, Dropout has become this great place for comedians and comedy and weird sketches and, celebrity Dungeons and Dragons games. In fact, just recently, they bought the exclusive North American streaming rights for Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So they're even breaking into new shit now with that, where it's like, oh shit, so they're actually really famous. And apparently The Rookie, in their writer's room, they had a bunch of people who were fans. So I shit you not, they have a crossover where the cast of one of their shows, Game Changer, gets robbed, and Nathan Fillion has to go in there and help these improv comedians get their stuff back while they're all being incredibly unhelpful.
Just tell me what happened.
I got into comedy after being bullied.
Can we make them kiss?
Ooh, can we make them kiss?
Oh my god, that's funny. I've seen a couple of episodes of The Rookie, and I'm like, this is like fine. This is just like schedule filler stuff, really.
It keeps Nathan Fillion fed and roof over his head in between his more interesting stuff.
Yeah, I have watched a lot of 911 just because like the premises on that show are just fucking ridiculous. They had a season where there was like meteor showers, and then one that was there was like a giant tidal wave that I think hit Los Angeles or something. Yeah, just like complete fucking like ridiculous. One of the guys on it, I'm not exactly sure how, but like one of the guys got like a bit of rebar stuck in his head or something, and it's like, oh, this guy should be dead, but like he lived, and he's like one of the main characters. I think he's like married to like the Jennifer Love Hewitt character on that show. Yeah, it's like, what the fuck is this show? And, recently they sent one of the people to space.
Okay, the ultimate shark jump. We've sent a character to space. That's Dick Wolf too, right? 911.
I want to say it's Ryan Murphy.
Oh, is it? Okay, because I know Dick Wolf has his whole thing where it's like, obviously he's known for all the Law and Orders and their spin-offs, but he has another show, series 2, that has like 100 spin-offs, because that's all he does.
Yeah, Ryan Murphy did 911 because Ryan Murphy fucking does everything in Hollywood now, it seems. But Dick Wolf, he does all the
he does
the
Chicago
Orders,
PD, Chicago Med.
That's the one. Yeah, the Chicago, and there's like a Chicago Fire as well, and which I think is also him. So goddamn these weird little fiefdoms that all these guys own. And there's so much overlap. I'd love for them to do like a giant spin-off of all of these different shows. The Rookie, 911, Law and Order, all together.
well, they kind of did when Law and Order came back, Organized Crime, and SVU. They had a 3-night Avengers-style event where all the Law and Orders came together, and it was as fucking insane as you would think. The Russian mob was involved in a terrorist attack in New York City, and only Stabler and Benson could stop them, and they were literally in the streets when an explosion went off, and I'm like, this is the Avengers. This is just the fucking Avengers for Law and Order. And Anthony Anderson was also there at the time.
Oh, God.
Crazy. Again, TV cop shows are absolutely out of their goddamn minds now. Closer to comic books than anything.
Find them.
The whole city is in grave danger.
The Law and Order crossover event, January 8th on NBC and Peacock.
And so it begins.
Speaking of TV cops, we would talk about like TV medical dramas. So I'm sure you've been watching the.
Oh, yes, I am. I am one episode behind because I watch it with someone. But yes, I am all in on the Pitt like everyone else in the world right now. Yep. Some of the best appointment television. It's literally changing the game. And it's changing the game by going back to how television was made 20 years ago pre-streaming.
It's basically doing ER again. Yeah. Well, right down to Noah Weil being in the show.
Yeah, we're doing ER again, but also different than ER because this is real time. It's closer to 24 than it is ER. And also, like, the doctors' lives and everything are important, but we're not going to, like, leave the hospital to see what's going on. No. This is everything they bring to work, which honestly makes it a lot better than ER.
Yeah, I really like it. Like, I've only seen a little bit of ER. I kind of want to go back and watch some of it now that I'm watching The Pitt. Yeah, I like that it's all just contained to the most they do is just go out into like the bay where the ambulances pull up, and I like that it's just so contained.
Absolutely. And hey, because this is HBO, we can make it as realistic and gory as we want.
Yeah, some great practical effects on
Tell me about it.
Like cutting people open. You're an episode behind, so there's I won't really spoil it for you, but there's a part in the next episode where like someone has have their leg put back on, and they just have like a amputated leg, and it looks so real.
A show too that, because my mom was an ER nurse for 30 years, so she knows, just fearless in its socio-political commentary as well, to throw up its hands and be like, this is why the American healthcare system is fucked, everybody. Yeah. This is why we're all getting sick and no one is getting better, because literally we're all out here working without a net. None of your doctors have recovered from, the trauma left behind from COVID when the government basically said, fuck you, you're on your own.
Yeah. You've got like they had that recent one where there was that diabetic guy who came in and he couldn't afford anything because he already had like debt and like just couldn't get out of it. It's like $100,000 to like stay there for like 2 days. It puts me into perspective because it started last year. I was in hospital and like
you were.
I didn't pay a fucking thing. Right? I didn't pay a fucking thing.
Again, because you and I are Canadian and Australian, this show's almost like science fiction to us. So it's like, wait, you have to pay for this? And this, like, one hospital trip will completely destroy your life? So you just walk through the world hoping you never have to go? By God.
Yeah, it's scary.
And I mean, shit, if our crappy local governments get their way, they would love to bring in American-style insurance companies. Again, I imagine Australia, much like Canada, where it's like, hey, politicians, are you doing enough to, fund public health and everything? We should be, but we're not, though, because a bunch of our corrupt buddies would love to bring in an American-style system. So we're just kind of purposely tanking it.
Yep.
Great. This is wonderful, guys. Thank you. Fuck you. Goodbye.
I tell myself that every day.
Do you hear that?
This is not Kong.
And it's not Godzilla. This is something bigger.
I'll talk one briefly about one I know you're not watching, which is Monarch, Legacy of the Monsters.
No, I've kind of, I kind of bounced off all this new Godzilla Kong stuff, but maybe it's time I sit down and watch it. I know from interviews I saw there, Wyatt Russell and his father, Kurt Russell, talking about it because they're both in it. I'm like, oh, okay, that actually sounds pretty fun.
They are both in it, and they both play the same characters at different points in the timeline.
That is okay. That is super cool, actually, and that is the sort of hook to get me in.
Yeah, so the show is literally about the origins of the organization Monarch and how they came to be in the wake of Godzilla coming up back in the World War II. You know, the Bikini Atoll and all that sort of stuff. And so the first season was detailing that, mixed in with like some familial drama. I think season 2 is continuing on from that, and they're doing like really cool time travel stuff. Well, not really time travel stuff, because they go to like this they go into the Hollow Earth, and like time is different there. It like works like faster. So
of course,
one character in season 1 got lost in there, and they come back in season 2, and they're still the same age and everything when they got lost in the 50s, and now they're in modern day. So we get her going through like modern day Japan, because she's Japanese. She's like discombobulated with like everything that's going on and everything. And Kurt Russell's there, so he's like much older than, because she knew Wyatt Russell. She didn't know the Kurt Russell, so she's got to deal with that. And they had a thing. And there's giant monsters. There's a new monster called Titan X, who's kind of like a cross between like a like Cthulhu Biolante type monster. And there's a great part in the first couple of episodes where they're in the past, in the 50s and 60s, they're going into like this small town which worships the monsters. So it's very H.P. Lovecraft.
Was good.
They've got like an altar, they worship it, they do this giant like dance, and then there's that part where the characters realize, oh, this isn't a fun dance, this is like a sacrifice. and then the giant monster comes, and they don't want outsiders to know about the monster, so they're trying to like kill them. It's great. It's really fun. You get like that. I find you get that good balance of like, okay, you get the monsters here and there. It's a TV budget, so you've got to like do them sparingly. But then you get like all the human drama, which I don't hate. Usually in these movies, I'm like, I don't really care about them. Yeah, but because it's a TV show, you got time to develop these characters, and you feel for them. There's like one character, one of the younger characters in the present day storyline. She's like racked with survivor's guilt because she was a survivor from the Godzilla 2014 film when he attacked San Francisco. She was a school teacher. She lost like her class. They were on the Golden Gate Bridge when Godzilla trashed it.
It all comes back to Bryan Cranston. You see, all television comes back to him eventually. You answered my big burning question, and the thing that made me afraid to check out something like that. And there's like, oh, TV budget sounds like we're going to be dealing with a lot of human characters, usually the weakest part of these giant monster movies. But you're saying, no, they actually cracked the code and actually made it interesting and worthwhile.
Yeah, and the monsters, when they do appear, they're not just like, oh, there he is over on the distance or like on a TV screen. They're like there in camera, and they look pretty decent. I mean, this is an Apple TV show, so it's got a bit of money behind it.
Right.
But they all look good, and we haven't seen too many monsters this season because we've only got 3 episodes so far. But first season had like, because they went to Skull Island, so they had like a bunch of like the Skull Island stuff. They had like a giant, something called like an ion dragon, which like shoots nice. like electrical currents and stuff. Yeah, it's some really cool looking monster designs.
It sounds like Pokemon, and we need to catch them all, Monarch.
Kinda, yeah, it is. It's like, yeah, we got to like capture and like research these creatures. Yeah.
Got to fill up our Pokedex of giant monsters.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about why you're here.
My name is Ray. I'm 40. Got a kid.
Do you think that you've got an anger problem?
No.
Just before we started this, you were talking about a TV show you just started called Mr. Inbetween, and I kind of want to talk about that.
Yes, please. I was dying to talk about it with you because it is an American FX Australian co-production. The way that it was sold to me on a LARP, I was going through TikTok, and there was a guy there who was saying how great it was. He basically said that, he said that he liked it more than Breaking Bad, saying that this is like the Australian answer to Breaking Bad. And I'm like, oh shit, is that on Hulu on Disney Plus here in Canada? Oh, fuck, it is. All 3 seasons? Well, all right, buddy, let's get to it. I'm almost done season 1.
It's so good. I love that they also just did 3 seasons and being like, okay, that's it. We're finished. That's our story.
Yeah, that's fine. It's all it needs to be. It's about a guy named Ray who is this, underworld enforcer, heavy, any dirty job type of guy. And if you're like me, and if you've lived an interesting life and you have known guys like this show is shockingly accurate to how crime actually works.
Yep. Yeah, I do think that when they made this, because they originally did a short film called The Magician, which has Ray in it, and it's like a camera crew following him. I do think for that, as well as for this show, they did talk to actual like retired criminals. And all that stuff, just to sort of figure out how that all works. And it all feels, it feels so real. Like, I'm not going to spoil anything later, but later on there are some like gunfights, but they're not like Hollywood gunfights. They're like,
I just saw the first one in the show. Yeah,
at the end of first season with the safe.
No, even before that, where the Davros's guys come to get him.
Yeah.
And he ends up blowing them away just by being really paranoid and really well prepared. But it's such this great character piece of this guy who clearly has this darkness in him that makes him very good at his job as an underworld enforcer, and how he kind of needs to bottle it and hide it away from his daughter, who he loves very much, and his brother, who he has a good relationship with. And yet every so often, as he is just living his normal everyday life, you see the real him, you see the darkness seep out in ways that's terrifying. This guy has a smile. He has a very unique smile that comes back all the time. And if you've seen the show, you know exactly what I'm talking about, where whenever he does this smile, it's like, oh, he's thinking of all the ways he can murder you right now.
Yeah, I know exactly that smile. It's a very creepy, like kind of cheeky smile.
and it's another show that it doesn't have an overly long runtime. Every episode is only about 30 minutes, but it uses those 30 minutes so well. It's darkly funny, like Breaking Bad. I can only assume it is very accurate to the Australian existence and living in those areas.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah.
I am very much reminded of all the Canadian criminals I have ever known too. Where it's like, no, we're like American crime, but we're just more polite about it.
Yeah, it's a great show. I like the character of Ray quite a fair bit because he is like a criminal. Like he has done some really bad shit. He does some really terrible shit in the later seasons. But like, there's also like that. I think it's in season 1, that episode where he just helps that guy track down the pedophile who killed his daughter.
Oh shit.
And find out where he dumped the body. Like he's just doing a favor, and he's like actually get like into it because it's like, oh, this is wrong. This could like be my daughter.
Yeah, he has a very evolved moral code, which is what I think people love in their anti-heroes. I think this show has probably one of the quickest establishing moments for a character I've ever seen. Within like the first 5 minutes of episode 1, he's sent to intimidate a guy who was supposed to lay a bet but didn't do it, and so his boss is out a bunch of money, and he's sitting there and he's not really being threatening, he's just, doing his job, delivering a message. Then he gets the, order there. It's like, okay, rough this guy up, and this guy who he was completely nice to a minute ago, he pushes him off like a tall set of stairs there, and clearly fucks him up, if not half kills him. And then we smash cut later to him in the shower, and he takes this little ladybug and makes sure that it gets out of the shower safe. And I'm like, yes, this is this guy, extreme bits of violence to people who he believes deserves it, but, weird kindness in places you would not expect him to show weird amounts of kindness.
Yeah, it's oddly like, well, it's not really oddly, but like that's like an Australian person.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Yeah,
that's like an Australian person.
And, I think most, like, colony places where it's like, yeah, we all know guys like this at the bar, guys our dads were friends with, where it's like, no, don't fuck with that guy, though. Don't get on that guy's bad side.
Yep.
And the way that he compartmentalizes all of these bad things that he does, not unlike Walter White, where Walter White, that's about seeing, like, a normal guy, how bad he can break, how bad he can truly get if he was even good to begin with. This is a guy who is already in the motions of being this, kind of perfect underworld figure where if you have a problem, you can go to him, but also don't get on his bad side because, no, he's the muscle. You can't muscle the muscle. That's the mistake so many people make. They think they can muscle him when they can't.
Yeah, there becomes like a running gag, especially through seasons 1 or through all the seasons where like people like they look at him and he's like, he's just this wiry little guy. Like he's not
so
going to do
unassuming.
anything. Yeah, he's not going to do anything.
Loves kicking people in the balls, where I'm like, yeah, that's what you would do in real life if you wanted to win a fight. It wouldn't be pretty. No, you gotta kick some people in the balls. There's a speech he gives too in season 1 at Rageaholics Anonymous that I swear to God I have heard real people say this who are ex-cons, where they're like, no, prison was better and easier because in prison everyone had to show respect to everyone at all times because you're surrounded by danger, you're surrounded by dangerous people. Out here in the real world though, bad people just get away with everything because no one hits them, no one bashes them. And I'm like, yeah, I've heard many people say that same thing, that prison is weirdly a more respectful place than the civilian world because there are no consequences for your actions a lot of the time.
Yeah. In prison, you'll just get like stabbed in the gut. In the shower.
And even if you are a weaker criminal, look, well, you better learn to fight and you better learn to defend yourself or you're going to get taken from, is the thing. And I'm like, man, in the world we live in now where it seems like bad people get away with everything all the time, where it's like, I wish there were more people like Ray who could be like, Ray, can you handle this for us? Can you, use violence the right way?
There is actually an episode in, I think season 2, maybe season 3, where he does get sent to jail and he's in there for like a day or so, but he's there with like a guy who's never been to jail before, and he has to kind of teach him all of this as well, and be like, you got to show respect. Don't call that guy champ. If you call him champ, that means he's a kitty diddler. Don't do that.
Which again, much like in Canadian jail, if you called a guy a goof, same deal. You never use goof around criminals in Canada because same deal. They will assume you were calling them a pedophile, and then it's fucking on. I have to kill you to defend my honor now. Which again, I love the parallels, in Australian media and Canadian media, because it's like, we're both colonies and everything. We have a lot of the same stuff. We watched a lot of the TV, same TV. His brother is great too. His brother, who has like a very rare brain disease and everything, and his body is shutting down. And again, I'm early in the show, and I'm like, man, why do I feel like this is totally going to break my heart later on?
I don't want to spoil it, but it kind of will.
Yeah, of course. Like already I could tell, like, I'm going to love this guy and this is going to break my heart, right? Because again, he's one of the few things, one of Ray's few connections to humanity and everything. Him and his brother actually have a good relationship. He's basically a second father to his daughter, who is actually the writer-director's real daughter.
I believe so, yes.
Which is kind of awesome, because the kid actor in this is great, and I'm like, wow, what a kid actor. She feels so realistic that I'm like, oh, she's the writer-director's daughter. She's just being herself. That's why she's so realistic.
Just being a kid, yeah.
Yeah, just being a real kid in this thing when it's like, your heart breaks for her too, because you see what happens when the girlfriend sees his darker side. Oh God, what happens when the daughter sees the father's darker side?
Yeah, it just goes so well to make the show like actually feel like a real show, and also like just shoot like a lot of Australian shows. They shoot in like real locations. So all the like the takeaway shop he goes to, the club he goes to, they're all real locations that do what he's there to do. Yeah,
the houses with the very unique like World War II era siding, which again, same with here in Canada. The house where his buddy lives with the P tape and everything. The siding on that house, I'm like, oh, that looks exactly like my grandmother's house. And I'm like, oh yeah, because it was probably like a World War II era home, same building deal.
Yeah, homes constructed in like the 50s and 60s are big things here in Australia. Yeah, and there's because they stand the test of time.
Indeed, and there's less of them now because, obviously they keep getting bought up by developers and knocked down. It's like, oh, we lost some of the charm. You built a bunch of, cookie cutter houses with no actual personality. That sucks ass.
Yeah.
Ray 2 as a character is a very interesting take on this sort of character because he is effortlessly cool, but he's not trying to be. He dresses very plainly, he speaks very plainly, and yet he manages to be so cool and intimidating with really not much more than a smile.
Yeah, I really like that. That's the thing. That's one of his weapons in his arsenal. He's just so likable, and just like it's like, yeah, this guy's so cool. He's so cool.
And it really explains like how a guy like this works, where it's like, yeah, if you work as a bouncer at a strip club, eventually, you'll be asked to collect money and do runs for drugs and everything. And then eventually, that leads you to the creme de la creme of the underworld. And that is doing hits because you can make 10, 20 grand a hit.
Yeah. There's that part where he's like, keeps calling the guy who tells him to do the hit, but he got those like crackheads to do it.
And that's why you pay a professional.
And he keeps calling him up and upping his cost because he has so much work to do now because these crackheads have fucked everything up.
Yeah, and again, that is very much like it is in the underworld if you just work your way up. And even when he does a collection early on in season 1 in the first couple episodes there, it's again very true to how that sort of racket works, where it's like, no, those are the guys you were supposed to pay. I am the guy who comes and fucks up your life now because you haven't paid.
Yeah, you can't talk me down or anything. You can't just give me the money. Yeah, you can give me the money, but I'm still going to break your arm.
Yeah, and I'm not going to yell at you. I'm not even going to hit you. I know you have a family. I know where you live. Guys like you have a lot of secrets, and I'm going to start fucking with that unless you're willing to pay. And then if you don't, I'm going to hit you, and that's going to be a problem. I
do like that early one, that collection where he sends that young guy in who turns out to be a cop in to do it, and he does it roughhouse, and then he just comes in and he's like, oh yeah, how you going? Oh, take your wallet. Oh, you got a family. Oh, take that. Oh, your address. Oh, take that. That's what does it.
And which is a beautiful bit of writing because, of course, the cop wouldn't know that, but an actual professional underworld enforcer would know, no, you don't use hard power right away. You use soft power. Yep, you only hit people as a last resort because hit people will just go to the fucking cops.
Yeah.
And you don't want that because then nobody gets paid. And that, like, he's just getting passed around there where it's like, hey, you owe me money for this. Okay, well, this guy owes me 10 grand, so if you go collect that, then that can be your payment. Okay, well, I'll do that, but then you got to pay me an extra grand on top of that because now I'm collecting money that you're owed. Literally just being a criminal is fucking robbing Peter to pay Paul just endlessly. Oh, and his friend there, it's like, yeah, I got screwed over by my brother-in-law there. It's like, well, yeah, you would, because they're the only ones who would know, and no, you can't trust family, actually, when you're doing illegal shit, unfortunately. 9 times out of 10, when you get screwed over, yeah, it is your brother-in-law who did it.
It's a family member, yeah.
And then everyone is related to everyone else, because even his strip club boss is like, oh, yeah, that's, that's actually my brother-in-law, you see, by marriage there, and, he didn't know you were with me, so now we got to do a sit down and smooth this over. And I'm like, yeah, that's realistic too, because the underworld in most places is actually very small, and you will end up marrying into it, and yeah, that will cause major problems.
And then that was like what we were talking about with Game of Thrones, of like the stuff at the end of the season where the guy sends those other guys to catch Ray and everything. It's like, that wouldn't have happened if he just like accepted the apology. If he just left, he didn't leave well enough alone. He thought he could take down Ray.
Yeah, and he even tried to warn him, no, you can't muscle him. You can't muscle the muscle. We send him to settle problems.
I like those two guys. I like those two guys he sent after Ray as well. They're like the dumb New Zealander, and then the other guy, Matt Nable, who played Ra's al Ghul on Arrow.
Oh shit, I thought he looked familiar. Oh my god. Yes, he did. Holy shit. Wow. What a come up for him. Also, this is like a really new ass show too, right? Like season 1 was only 2018, right?
Yeah, it finished a couple of years ago. But yeah, it's like a relatively new show.
Because there's a moment there where he's playing like Fallout 4 on the PS5, and I'm like, fuck off, really? This is that new? Dude, I was probably playing it at the same time you were. How far did you get? Which faction did you pick, Ray? I want to know which faction did you choose to stand behind?
He did murder hobo, killed everyone.
Yeah, I just chose to kill everybody. Again, I feel that all these factions didn't properly speak to me. But yeah, Mr. Inbetween is great. Everyone, if you haven't seen it, check it out. Again, I can only assume that it is available on Canadian Hulu, Disney Plus, etc., etc. Maybe not in the States, but here it definitely is.
Yeah, it's very far and few between I actually watch Australian TV shows because they genuinely aren't very good.
Likewise here with Canada.
But definitely check out Mr. Inbetween. It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's so cool that I almost got jealous. I'm like, damn it, why did no one make like a Canadian version of this is what they should do? Actually, yeah, because that happens all the time where it's like, oh, we adapted a British show. We adapted like a German show. A Canadian co-production should totally adapt this and have him be a dude like from Markham. Have him be a dude like from fucking Scarborough or something. I could totally see that. And you could just film in Toronto for super cheap.
Yeah.
Just in the surrounding areas. Have him ride the friggin' GO train around. That would be fun. There's a lot of hardworking, Canadian actors too. You could show how unique our underworld is with all like, with all the Indian gangs and everything, all the biker groups, which ironically, like all these groups work together in Canada, which is hilarious. There was a big syndicate they busted several years back. They called themselves like the Red Wolf Alliance, which is like fucking lame ass name.
Yeah, that's
but
so lame.
But it was the cartel. It was the Mexican cartel, the Indian syndicate, a bunch of white bikers, and like a bunch of like regular street gangsters all working together to sell heroin. And I'm like, well, that's a show right there, right? Like all these different cultures coming together. It's like, look, I know we don't get along most of the time, but we can all agree on one thing. We all love selling heroin.
Yeah, and let's do that together.
Yeah, let's do it together. Man, I shit you not. There's a real gang in Canada called the UN Gang out in British Columbia. They are a group of white kids who went to school with a bunch of Chinese and Japanese kids who said, hey, we love kung fu movies with like the Yakuza and the Triad and everything. We should do that. And they did, and they literally started dressing like the game Yakuza, and it got to the point where even the Japanese Yakuza back in Japan kind of gave them their blessing to operate. There's a picture, Google them, there's a picture of them where they look like nerds cosplaying, but they were an actual serious criminal syndicate in British Columbia for many years.
That's really funny.
It's fucking hilarious, and I'm like, how is this not a show? You could do a serious version of this. You could do the real comedy version of this where it's just like a bunch of, nerdy weeaboo otakus who start doing crime. And like literally one of their leaders is a dude, like he looked like us, same beard, same build, same everything. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, I just learned, Japanese from all the kung fu movies, and then I started doing organized crime.
It's a slippery slope, that.
It is, man. You get into the sub versus dub debates, and then before you know it, you're slinging hardcore H.
Yeah, you watch one John Woo movie and
I want to do that. I want to fly through the air with 2 guns while pigeons go everywhere. But yeah, Mr. Inbetween is great, and y'all should watch it.
Yeah, it's fantastic. So now that's TV. Do you have any other TV shows you've been watching you want to talk about?
That's kind of it. I know we got Daredevil at the end of the month. We got Darth Maul starting soon. So, I feel like I'm waiting for a lot of new shows to start.
Yeah, we'll have to do another one of these.
Probably.
Like midpoint of the year or something. I don't know.
I'm Brittany's dad. I work in the security industry. Yeah, mate.
Have you ever killed anybody?
Once. I'm just kidding, mate.
But yeah, let's talk about some of the films we've watched over the last couple of weeks, because I've watched a couple. And I think I might have watched some you've watched, and I definitely know I've watched ones you haven't watched.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I get the feeling you watch way more movies than me. My thing sucks because I always try and like watch it with everyone in the house. I always feel bad watching a movie on my own. So it's like, okay, is everyone ready? Is everyone okay? Look, because once I hit play, I don't want to hit stop a lot.
Yeah. No, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, but all right, hit me with what you've been watching, and maybe I've seen it too.
Son, you're one of the most promising candidates we've ever seen.
But why are you here?
Did you see the most recent Alan Richardson movie, War Machine?
Oh, no, I saw the trailers everywhere for it. How was it?
I put it on expecting, Netflix schlock, and it kind of is, but it's also like, this is kind of fucking dope. I feel like there's been a lot of that recently, streaming stuff that was actually kind of dope. What is it? The Wrecking Crew with Batista and Jason Momoa.
And Jason Momoa, which I'm like, this will probably be streaming slop. No, it's actually kind of a fun throwback to cop movies that we don't get anymore.
Nice. Well, this movie, War Machine, is basically, what if it was Predator, but the Predator wasn't an alien, it was an alien, but it was a Metal Gear.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. The whole movie is like, it's Alan Richardson's character, his brother, who is Jai Courtney at the start of the movie, gets blown up, and they agree to go through ranger training together. So he decides in his honor he'll do it. So like the first half of the movie is him just like doing ranger training, and like he's much older than everyone else there. So they're like, old guy, he's got to fail and everything. But he ends up getting through it, and they send him on the last mission, which is called the Death March, which is like a simulation. They've got to like go to find this crash person out in the woods and rescue them and everything. And they do that, and they get out there, and then compasses are off and all this stuff's going on. And throughout the entire background of the film, and it's really done really well. It's never drawn really focus to it. There's like news reports of like, there's like a meteor passing Earth, and it's breaking into chunks, so you might see some in the sky. And one of these meteors actually crashed near where they're doing this Death March, and they think it's like, it's going to be a simple mission, and they get out there and they're confronted by this giant alien death thing that's basically a Metal Gear. It looks like a Metal Gear, and it just starts fucking killing everyone and just like blowing people's limbs off, blowing holes through them, and the team are like, what the fuck's going on? And it's just basically them trying to survive against this thing.
That's probably how they should have sold the movie to me, instead of just War Machine and a picture of Alan Richardson. I'm like, well, this could be about anything.
I think they want it to be like, make it look like a surprise, because it kind of is. I mean, the trailers spoil it, but like, it's cool. He's got like his little crew there, and he's got to try and like save them, but like also they're dying left, right, and center because this thing is just like unstoppable. And then they I think they've already greenlit a sequel, because the end is the end is very sequel bait, because like obviously like all these things landed across Earth, and like Richardson's character is like the one who's like kind of figured out how to destroy them and like take them down, so he's got to like go off and like fight them in wars across the world or something,
right? Which, hey, that's your sequel hook.
But yeah, it's cool. Practical stunts, like they're throwing fucking people down hills, and there's like one part where Alan Richardson's character dives into like raging rapids to swim across to the other side, and he actually did that stunt for real.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so he's like going for it.
Dude suffers for his craft.
Yeah, and it looks cool too. It doesn't look like a usual like Netflix slop, like that's the shitty CGI and everything. It's some pretty cool stuff happen. There's a cool sequence where it's like a one shot inside like an APC as they're being pursued by the Metal Gear, and it's like blowing holes through like the armor, and the camera's like spinning around as like people's heads are getting blown off, and it's great.
The bounty I seek is worth more than any gold.
You want to talk about streaming slop? I actually forgot I saw this one, but then when you said bad CGI, misleading trailers, etc., I'm like, oh shit, no, I did see this one. I saw The Bluff with Carl Urban on Amazon.
I put that on the other night, just fell immediately asleep.
Yep, that's the type of movie. Talk about a misleading trailer. The trailer's like, oh yeah, Carl Urban, this cool Indian lady in a rip-roaring pirate adventure. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? It's been a long time since they've made a Pirates of the Caribbean. I'll check this one out. Then the second you start watching, it's like, ooh, that's a lot of blue screen. Oh no. Oh no, Urban was not on set when everyone else was on set for this, huh? And he's right there. Front and center. Also, we do not do any fun ship combat. This is a pirate movie where we are on the same island the entire movie.
That'll be a budget thing.
Oh, it's a budget thing. Now, that being said, I think they really wanted to concentrate on doing like some bone-crunching action. It looks like they did have a fairly interesting stunt team. And the lady who's the actual lead of the movie, not Carl Urban, Priyanka Chopra, Yeah, she is like a pretty decent action girl. There's a number of actually pretty fun little action scenes in this. The whole movie is just, a pirate crew chases this lady across an island looking for their gold. Tamir Morrison is in it too, and he actually gets to speak Maori several times.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, he's like the second in command, and I'm like, all right, that's actually pretty good. But yeah, it very much falls into what you're saying about streaming slop, where it's like, oh, these effects are bad. There's some of the worst looking fire I have ever seen in this movie.
I was going to say, Carl Urban was probably off filming, I don't know, Mortal Kombat 2 or The Boys while this was happening. So he's like, I can be on set for a day.
That very much is what this felt like. This is like, hey, I've got a good working relationship with Amazon. Yeah, I'll show up for a day. And, he doesn't phone it in, to his credit, but it's just, he is so just being Carl Urban. Yeah, did I mention I'm Carl Urban? I'm very Carl Urban. But yeah, I watched the whole thing, and by the time I'm done, I was like, ugh. God, I'm not going to get that time back. But I'd gotten to the halfway point when I realized oh no, that trailer lied to me. Oh no, this is the kind of movie this is. Well, you're not going to beat me, movie. I'm going to hang in till the very end. There are some half-decent sword fights, some half-decent jungle combat, but this is, this would have been a direct-to-DVD back in the day.
Yeah, we've kind of lost that, and that's just become the Netflix, Amazon slop.
This only ends with the sand soaked in his blood or mine.
Is Neville working tonight?
He a friend of yours?
No.
Please.
Where's her body?
I've actually got a movie that I think you'll dig. I actually watched it a couple of weeks ago, and it's like when I'm like, I gotta watch this again, and maybe we'll even do a full episode on it because it was so fucking cool.
Okay.
But it's a movie called Redux, and it was sold to me as it's basically a thriller where a woman hunts down the predator, the child predator who took her daughter and killed her.
Oh shit! Okay.
But there's a twist to it where she hunts him down, but she also hunts him down through the multiverse.
Okay, all right.
Goes to different realities and just constantly just kills him because in almost every reality she visits, he's done the exact same thing, basically.
Oh, Christ.
Yeah, and it's interesting because this movie wasn't. I heard it on the Fangoria podcast, and they talked about it, and it sounded really fucking cool. I looked it up and found where to watch it, and yeah, it's so cool. It's like a small budget film, but what they do car chases and explosions.
Really?
And
it sounds like what if Everything Everywhere All at Once was also I Spit on Your Grave or The Punisher.
Kinda, yeah.
Now, it's an American movie, too. I assumed with that pitch, I'm like, is this a Korean thing? Is this a French thing?
Yeah, it's directed by two brothers, the McManus brothers.
Right.
Yeah, and they were producers on like Cobra Kai, American Vandal. Producers a lot of stuff. They've written only very small things. They did write some episodes of American Vandal. I'm not sure which season.
Which I like. I'm looking at this right now, and this movie Redux. It is actually distributed by fucking Saban Films. So the Power Rangers people had a hand in this. Okay, that sounds pretty dope. Actually, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I'm kind of in.
Yeah, she kills the guy in a bunch of different ways. It's really cool, and it's great.
Yeah, okay, I'm kind of very much into this, and yeah, you had me at American Vandal, guys.
Yeah.
All right, well that sounds pretty good.
I can't stop. I can't quit. He's taken everything from me. I don't even know what I am anymore.
Yeah, well, I think that might do us. We've been recording for about an hour and 40 minutes, so...
Yeah, shit, yeah, people got their worse on this one.
Yeah, we talked about quite a fair bit.
We did.
Yeah, but thank you everyone for joining us. I hope you enjoyed our look at like what me and Joel have been watching, what we've been consuming, what's coming out. We might do, as I said before, we might do another one of these like maybe mid-year, because by then Boys will have finished, Invincible will be over, yeah, so we'll have a lot more to talk about, and probably know what more movies are coming out as well.
For sure, yeah, I would be excited for that.
Yeah, but thank you for joining us. Hope you took some of our recommendations. Go watch Mr. Inbetween. Definitely watch that one. It's definitely probably the one out of everything here that I think you and me can both agree on. Watch that show.
Yeah, kicks ass. And again, if you have Disney Plus, it's probably there already as part of Hulu.
Yeah, I think that's where I watched it. Yeah. You can watch this on Spotify, on YouTube, wherever all our good shows will be. And we'll be back to regularly scheduled Comic Multiverse stuff soon, as well as Multiverse Movie Club. We'll be doing a regular episode probably next month.
Yes, we'll have to figure out what movie we're talking about.
Yeah, we got to figure that out.
Yeah, if you have any recommendations, let us know.
Yeah, but thank you everyone for joining me. I'm Matt.
I'm Joel.
And I'll see you later.
Bye-bye.